What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. And there is some news because we almost have a new sporting director, which we're going to talk about. What it means for the club, who he is, maybe a little bit as a fan base or like as a football fan. Should you really be invested in knowing the sporting director, if that makes any real sense? That's one part we're going to talk about, and also the other part of the show is maybe about what's been out in the news when it comes to the next couple of games and Tudor and the club's expectations, etc. And then what the chat will put in the chat, which we usually discuss, because it's not going to be a very long show. Like I said to Norbert off stream, I'm getting sick, so my voice cannot go for very long. But Norbert, how are you? How are you doing today?
Yeah, all good, all good. I'm trying to not think about Juve too much, to be honest, these days. Just checking the news here and there and watching the games, but it's kind of depressing where we are at the moment. And we can't believe we're getting a sporting director from Genoa. It's kind of insane to me, but yeah, let's talk about it.
I mean, oops. Are we still live, man? The YouTube. Okay, we're live. Sorry, YouTube did an update, and it's yeah, it's all over the place. Or I'm all over the place. Let me let me do it like that. I'm all over the place. But we're gonna talk about. So, according to Fabrizio Romano and Matteo Moretto, the new sporting director is probably gonna be Marco Ottolini from Genoa, and I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I know a lot of them. Like I don't follow sporting directors unless it's a sporting. Like actually, no, I do not follow sporting directors. Let's be completely honest. You get invested when you get linked to one, because nobody is. You might say, I don't know, the Brighton sporting director, whatever, is doing a good job. But if you ask me the name, I have no clue what his name is. If that makes sense. Or the Bournemouth sporting director is doing a fantastic job. I don't know
Yeah.
what his name is. So as a fan, I shouldn't really care about the name, etc. But it's that. So the only surprise for me is that he's an Italian from the Serie A. I was not really expecting that. Based on what we heard, and maybe what we thought about Comoli, etc. So I'm not sure what you think about it, Norbert.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I know all of the big sporting directors, but certainly I know the top 10. And obviously, we had no chance getting any of those guys. But I don't know. It feels weird to me getting this dude. But yeah, it they chose him for a reason, and let's trust the club because that's all we can do. Let's trust this decision. Maybe this is what Komoli need to succeed. So let's just wait and see.
Isn't whatever the name is, again, like you can bring in what was the guy from Toulouse or Benfica or whoever we were getting linked with, isn't the most important thing, rather than obviously experience, but there's a two-part, because I've seen people say, oh, there's no international experience with this guy, and that is kind of a, how do you want to call it, a down, a negative point, whatever you want to call it. But isn't it more important that whoever comes in, that he's just in line with what the club wants to do? And what I'm trying to say, if you bring in a strong personality, and he has a different vision, like look at Milan, Maldini, and etc., like different
Yeah.
visions, different ideas. Volume is little low. It's not low. I'm sick, so I apologize. That is probably it. I cannot speak any louder than this. I'm sorry. Um, but isn't it more important that the vision is in line? That
Yeah.
rather than have a big personality who, I'm not saying tries to blow up things, but goes against what maybe the club is outlining, good or bad. We don't really know, but isn't that more important than getting a big name. And I'm not saying I know that Marco is that type of guy. I have no idea, But from my perspective, I'm like, I just hope they brought somebody in who agrees with the vision and can
Yeah.
work together with the club rather than, being all over the place.
Yeah, as I said, there must be a reason that it's him, and Komole took his sweet time to choose the best option for him. So there must be something about this guy that fits the mold that Komole is trying to do here. And yeah, as I said, let's trust the dude, and let's also respect him a little bit. Let's call him by his name, Ottolini, right? That's his name. So maybe Ottolini is the best sporting director for Juve right now. We don't know. But Komole took his time, and that must mean that he knows what he's doing.
Hani is saying, sad to see a non-Juve involved in the sporting director position. Well, to be honest, I'm happy because no ex-Juve player is a sporting director as far as I know. So, I mean, you cannot just put in an ex-player in that position, because that's an actual real position, if that makes sense, like you really need to do things, you need to have experience in that job, you cannot just put in like Del Piero, like he's not a sporting director. Like, how is that even going to work? So I'm happy with that part, unless you can name me an ex-player who's actually a sporting director that I missed out on. Netfed, maybe, at Al Shabab, but I think he got sacked, right? Or he left. I'm not sure. But I mean, in this position, you need somebody who has done the job, like even on a Serie B level. I don't care. Like, you need to have experience in doing the job. Maybe the downside is, like people saying, is maybe his international context are not that great. A list of players, because I wrote or I looked up a couple of things, and it's lately he sold Dragozin for 31 million. He sold Retigui to Atalanta for almost 30. De Winter to Milan for 20. Gudmundsson for 13, I think, or 15, whatever, and he bought him for 1.52 million euros. I think from, was it Azat? I think it was Azat he bought him from. I'm not sure. Pretty sure it was Azat. But I mean, it's a different reality, obviously, doing your job at Genoa compared to doing your job at Juve. Like, the expectations are much higher. You have more money to spend. You also need to deal with, I think, tougher teams, tougher agents. It's different, because usually when you sign a player for Genoa, they are like, we're taking a step up from, I don't know, like a random Brazilian team, or like, you know what I mean? Or from the Dutch division. Like, it's a step up, from the Eredivisie. It's a step up, especially if you're playing for Twente or something like that, or Utrecht. Like, it's a step up. For Juve, you're usually buying players who most of the time already play at a better team most of the times, already have certain amount of wages. So it's a different reality for him, I guess. Also dealing with the players he already has, coming in, contracts, etc. For example, it's different. It's like the money is different. Everything is going to be different for him. So I cannot judge him right now. I cannot say he's good or bad. I have actually no idea. Like, I have no idea. It's not that a player I watch him play and my eye test. Like, my eye test cannot say anything about a sporting director. And even the list I just named, I don't know, probably like Cannavali has done a good job at Sassuolo. Like I said, the Bournemouth sporting director, the Brighton sporting director, or whoever was in charge, have done a fantastic job. So again, it's easier to sell Caicedo to Chelsea for 100 million for obvious reasons. If Caicedo played for Juve, we're not going to sell him for 100 million. It's not going to happen. So different situations, etc. So I don't know. Like, it's going to be interesting. I think it's just okay and good that it's finally over with, or almost finally over with. I think that's the most important thing I take away from it right now.
Yeah, and in the chat, the guys are saying that he was an ex Juve scout. So there you go.
Could be. I have actually no idea.
Yeah, me neither.
Actually, no idea. What do you think about the fact that Alcon appointing only easy, replaceable persons to be able to make the scapegoat them? All managers hard fail. I don't think that's the case right now, to be honest, because I think Komoli is too strong of a personality to be scapegoated. I don't think
Yeah,
that's
I
the
agree.
case right now.
Yeah.
Like Scanavino and Ferrero, I agree with those. You know, and Scanavino's probably on his way out, and Ferrero most likely as well. Maybe not November, but down the line he will be removed as well. You know, so I do agree with the previous guys, but I don't think you can. I don't think you can scapegoat Komoli. If he fails, everybody will look at Komoli rather than an Alkan putting in a weak personality, because he doesn't come across as a weak personality. Komoli, the way he speaks,
Yeah.
he's very confident, you know, and he believes in himself. It's different. It's different. So I would agree with the previous guys. I don't really agree with these guys as well. Um, Good thing is that Ottolini has always had an eye for Juve rejects, like Dragozin and Conny de Winter. He was an ex-Juve scout, I guess. Him scouting Frendrup and Gudmundsson was also nice. I forgot about Frendrup as well. But Gudmundsson, yeah, you know, for value that they got, not that I'm a big Gudmundsson fan, but, you know, the value and the way they sold them, you know, it's been okay. But again, like, like, not easier. How do I need to put it? Like, if you cannot sign a Frendrup for Juve because fans have no patience. You know,
Yeah.
you cannot wait 1-2 year until, like, you know what I mean. And what he did at Genoa when he came in was probably not good enough for
Yeah.
Juve for expectations. If you know what I mean,
Yeah.
it's
But
a different reality.
I think easy is the right word, to be honest. Like, it's a lot easier to sign players for Genoa than to Juve, um, in my opinion. So, but we will see. And yeah, I can't wait for Ferrero and this Cavino to get,
I agree.
to
I
get
agree with
fired,
those guys.
because yeah, they are just faces there without anything, and it's enough.
I've still no idea what they do at the club. Like,
Yeah,
I think it's just on the
sleeping at the
list because,
games.
yeah, I think they're just occupying position because you need to occupy a position. Like,
Yeah,
that's it. You know, the way they conduct themselves, well, they it's impossible to gain respect, I think. Not just from the fan base, but in general. Um, the problem is that the club doesn't have a clear strategy apart from don't lose money and be sustainable. Everything else is just dressing. Well, we don't know for now. At this point, we don't know. So in the past, I agree because the evidence is out there. You know, in the end, it showed we had no real strategy. But right now, I cannot say that for 100% that we don't have one. Maybe we have a bad one, but again, um, do you understand why Tudor is so stubborn? Why he's always adaptive players? We'll talk about Tudor in a sec, or whatever, you know, comes into play when it comes to that. He was a specialist in loan players for Juve from 2018 till 22. We need to get rid of Federo. Okay. Um. So that's that part. I think. Again, we can, like, I can rattle off, you know, accomplishment of that guy, but whatever happened in like, it's in the past right now. You need to do it for us right now, and we will see. He will have maybe in January something to do, but definitely in the summer, depending. And it can be very difficult for him if you miss out on Champions League money. It could be an extremely difficult summer for him as well, and we all will be looking at him and blame him for selling players, but he might be forced in doing those things. So again, different expectations. You know, that's how it goes. um We'll have to wait and see till after the club anniversary in November to check the club's view with Taylor's statement. Well, there's no statement, to be honest, or like the view. Like, if they got more votes, they can put somebody on the board. It's as simple as that.
yeah,
You know, like, and Exor can do absolutely nothing about it. Only ignoring him because they have more people on the board. You know, that they can do, but they cannot stop those guys potentially getting somebody on the board. You know, it means nothing in the end. You know, it's more symbolic, I guess. It's just being there, you know, and a different approach. But the club cannot do anything about it. You know, or
yeah.
they can do something about it. But I mean, if they do, then they're showing a really, really sad part of you know, of who they want to be as a club, I guess, or
So,
ownership.
do they still want to put more money in the club, like buying more shares, and Ayakan won't let them, or what's the
But Alcon cannot
news?
stop that, I guess. You buy shares from somebody else. If they sell, you buy them.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that he attacked Alcon, or attacked like a year ago. Remember, he said we want to invest, and
Yeah,
the club doesn't want to hear
yeah,
us, and they
yeah,
bought more shares because I think they came in with like 3 or 4, and now they have 10.
yeah,
And if they get the most votes out of the minority list, they can put somebody on the board. It's a different approach. It's more cool. Calm down. The club cannot stop. They can stop it if they back another minority list. If that makes any sense. But I mean, do you really want to go that far? Because in the end, on the board, I don't know how many people will be on the board, but it's like 5v1. Like it's you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it's symbolic
yeah.
at the end of the day. So I don't
10%
know.
is
Somebody
nothing.
said no. Somebody said, "Can you trust him?" I have no clue. I have no idea. I don't know. Like, somebody said you cannot trust Americans. Well, he's Italian. He's
Yeah,
Italian.
he's a Juve
And
fan,
I
Italian
think he
Juve.
was born in Torino as well, or he is from
Yeah,
Torino as
yeah,
well, if I'm not
I think
mistaken.
so. Yeah,
So it's different. Obviously, it's more of an American company, I guess. But he's a
yeah,
CEO, like he's in charge. So I don't know. Again, he's not coming in 10%. He's throwing money at it. It doesn't really work like that. I think we all wish it worked like that. Uh, as a club in 2025, having financial issues, etc. I think at one point you're gonna need to listen, and you're gonna need to, do things differently. I'm not saying selling your soul, whatever. I'm not saying that, but if somebody with a lot of money wants to help, then you know how long can you stop that, if that makes any sense? Like, how long can you come across
yeah.
stopping that and explaining or trying to explain to the fan base in the world that it's a good idea not to um, that these people get involved. So
Plus, every fan wants a local guy to own his team. Um, so that also for me, it's a good thing. Obviously, I don't know
well,
exactly
to
what
be
kind of
honest,
business. I know it's like
I don't know, it's crypto.
crypto. I know, but I don't know. I don't really
I
care, to be honest. And 10% is nothing for now.
It's not a lot. And I mean, Alcon is a local, the family is a local. Yeah, it's local. Like, it's local. But
Yeah, yeah,
again, like, I get your point. It's somebody else who's local as well.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't think it can get better. Like, I don't know how to put it. Like, if you want to have somebody, a partner, whatever, I don't know how much better it could get, if that makes
yeah.
any sense. Unless there's another rich billionaire from Torino, I'm not sure, who wants to invest money. Um, Other than that, somebody said, "Why don't you put the crypto whatever coin on or the business as a sponsor?" I don't know. Like, I have actually no idea. I
Depends
don't
on the
know.
contract. Like how do
Yeah, like, I have no idea. I don't know how it works. And actually, as a fan, I shouldn't know how it works, if that makes sense. Like, I'm a fan. Like, I don't,
yeah,
because I was reading into what he actually does, and I'm not gonna lie, 5 minutes into the read, I stopped reading it. I was bored.
it's a crypto market, or I'm not
Yeah, it was
sure.
crypto and whatever. I was not reading. I was reading for 5 minutes, and then there was a YouTube video where he gave an interview. 10 minutes in, I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm sorry. It's too boring for me. I'm a fan. I shouldn't be involved. Getting involved in this. Wake me up if something is happening, I guess. So we will see. We will see. I think the big change will be that Scanavino will be removed and Comorli will take his job. I think that's the
Mhm.
biggest change, and probably the sporting director will be announced that day as well, officially announced. Um, okay, for the final part of the video, because again, I'm sick. My voice is already leaving me for the next 20 minutes or so. We're gonna talk about Tudor, and the news. That he's under observation, because the club has goals at the start of the season, has set goals at the start of the season, and they're not backing down from those goals because they believe the team is good enough to reach those goals, even though Rabiot will probably disagree with that. So he's not under pressure right now, but the way the news got worded and the way it already popped up is, in my opinion, important because it's a different board. I think, or I can be completely wrong, but I have a feeling this is a board that will act in time before it's too late, if that makes any sense. They will act for let's say we're in a 2 or 3 games losing streak after drawing another 3 games or 4 games, whatever. They will stop it at that third game losing streak. And you might say you might should have done it earlier, but previous boards would have done it much later. I think this one will step in much earlier. That's my opinion, because that news doesn't come out for nothing from Matteo Moretto. It's leaked. It's worded in a specific way where it's like, chill. He's not under pressure, by the way. But we have expectations, and if we see you're not going to reach those expectations, we might need to act. That's how I viewed the news. I'm not sure how you looked into it.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's obviously there is no smoke where there is no fire, so something is leaked, and that's why this is out. And to be honest, I don't mind it. It's just we fired Motta as well, and we are not better. And then we fired Tudor, and I don't even know who's out there right now who would come to Juve. So it's a dangerous game, to be honest. But obviously, if we play horrible and we can't win, then he needs to go. So,
you know what I found funny today? I don't know if did you see that Tacchinardi Instagram post he put out?
I heard about it, but I didn't. I heard about it. I didn't see it.
He was basically like he was mocking, because I think he saw the criticism from fans where it's like, oh, last season you were, almost killing Motta for drawing games, and now he put out a sarcastic post saying, oh my god, time to panic, we're unbeaten, we're 2 points off the top, whatever, and I'm like, you make me sick. Literally, I'm sick. I don't care that you're an ex-player. You do not care about the club the way you should, in my opinion, because you're clearly having favorites because of Tudor. Like the moment he put that out there, I knew he cares more about his friendship than the club. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, because I remember last season with him. I remember it when he was killing Motta, for drawing games. And I'm not saying he was wrong at the time. Like, I'm not even saying that. But the consistency is not there. And now he's trying to make it sound like we're all spoiled. Somebody, told me in the comments, I'm spoiled. I'm not sure what. Like, have you been here the last couple of years? Who has spoiled us? I don't get it. And then again, we're a top club. If Fiorentina won one Scudetto and 5 years later they haven't won anything, and fans will be out of the stadium, out at the stadium protesting because they didn't win a Scudetto the next 5 years, I will be like, you guys are spoiled because you never win. Just enjoy that moment and keep it moving. This is the biggest club of Italy. How can we be spoiled when we obviously are not winning? But even when we're winning, this is this club is all about winning. Yeah. Like, we can never be called spoiled. Even when we're winning, we just can't, because that's the expectations at the club. Even when we were winning stuff, we were going into summers and we were like, we need to improve. And we were dominating the league. We were buying Pjanic and Higuain, and we were like, we need those players. Or were we spoiled back then? Because if we were spoiled, we could have said, nah, we're winning. Keep Higuain, keep Pjanic, keep Douglas Luiz, keep whoever. We don't need them because, well, we're getting spoiled out here. We're winning. What's the problem? That's not how it works, But the sad part is, I have no idea how we can be spoiled the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Or 6 years. Yeah. It's been that
when
bad.
He was at the club, we were the best in the world. Or we played 3 Champions League finals back to back. When he was at the club, and he arrived. I have a soft spot for Tacchinardi, because it's like my early days. of watching Juve and early years, I should say. And yeah, but lately he has some, he has some questionable statements, and yeah, I just, to be honest, I think he's speaking too much, and I think he will ruin what how people see him as as Juventus fans. So I don't know.
I do like him as a player. Like I'm not like I do, you know. Actually, because I remember games where like he was a good player for us, you know.
Yeah,
So nobody's gonna take that away. But it's clear that he doesn't want to give his honest opinion, because last season I've seen his honest opinion, and now he doesn't want to share it because of Tudor, and that's not fine. And people smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, because that's never fine. I've said it many times. For
so
me, Del Piero is the best player I've ever seen, my favorite player out there. If he comes to the club, I'm just making it up, and he becomes the coach, and we lose 5, 6, 7 games in a row, I'm gonna say you need to leave. Like the
yeah,
club is the biggest thing, because Del Piero left and we still won things. For me, the best player, the most important player at this club ever left, and we still won. That means the club is the
yeah,
most important thing. You know, it's as simple as that. The only way you cannot view it like that is, and I will say it, Ronaldo fans. They will follow Ronaldo once he retires. I
yeah.
have no clue what they're gonna do. I cannot. So, like, again, I'm not saying that's wrong. How that's not the way you should follow club football, but that's not how I follow football. You know. So yeah, he speaks too much, but I think he's also on the YouTube channel from Romeo Greci. You know, on a weekly
Yeah,
basis. That's
yeah,
why he
yeah,
speaks. And again, I'm not saying
yeah.
do not speak. By the way, like everybody can say whatever he wants. You know, but it's not consistent. And also in the media, it's not been consistent. It's just not. I read Tutto Sport, and and maybe I need to do a video and compare articles at the time. Like it's not like one was viewed, and like the way it's viewed right now, one was viewed like the world's most dangerous terrorist, some of the articles, and the other one is like the savior, but the results are the same. So it's not adding up. It's just not adding up right now. And I do not like that. I don't, because it's just not good for the club at the end of the day. You know, we're not better. So what's the gain? I don't get it. Um, you really trigger some of the fans. I think you're the guy who gets the most crazy comments I've seen, huge paragraphs. Yeah, I do read them all out. I'm not gonna lie, I do read them all out, but sometimes I just shake my head. You know, it's about opinions, but
What can you
when
do? Yeah,
people, yeah, when people say I'm spoiled mid paragraph, I'm like, I need to stop reading this, because I'm not sure where this is going. Like spoiled with what? Like actually, who hasn't joined the last 5 to 6 years? Anyone? I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, so he always speaks too much every single year. Missed the times when I didn't know who the sporting director, manager, etc. Just care about the good players and winning. I 100% agree. I do. I
yeah,
get time changed, social media. I get that. You know, it's all out there, and we're kind of part of the problem, I guess.
yeah. Plus,
But
in the '90s, that was the golden ages of Italian football. Like all the good players wanted to play in Italy, Italian club, and I guess we were spoiled in the '90s. I mean, I was spoiled for sure because all the big players, and in the 2000s, even Beckham, Ronaldinho played in Milan. So
yeah, the money was here, so
yeah,
or
yeah,
there. Um, do you guys think we have players capable of top two, top three? Yeah, players, yes. Like
yeah.
you're talking about individuals, right? Then yes, I agree. If Napoli have those and they're playing with Di Lorenzo and whoever,
Roma,
you know, I'm blank, and Roma as well with Mancini
yeah,
and Cristante, then yeah, definitely we have. We
yeah,
have. Um, Same thing when content creators intentionally lying to people to protect the club. I hate that. We should be able to sustain harsh reality. Uh, Again, everyone does what they want on their channel, platform, whatever, you know. But at the end of the day, I don't think I've protected anyone. I've said it many times. I do
Yeah,
not care. I just
and
want to
also
win.
some of these channels has connection with the club and maybe employed by them, or they had the projects together, so they need to be careful, and it's understandable. You just need to understand who are you watching, you know
That,
and it's
like,
not a bad thing
again,
that they do that. It's
no,
just,
no, I get it. Like, if you were like, it is what it is. But I know
yeah,
for a fact, I do know for a fact that we as a channel had opportunity to go on the Juve channel, and we didn't do that. Not me, one of us at the time. I'm saying that definitely not me. It's impossible because I was a reason, and I literally know that for a fact because I have it like written, that I was a reason. I was one of the reasons why we weren't getting those opportunities to go into the Juve channel. And again, I don't want those opportunities because I need to be somebody I'm not, and
yeah,
I don't care. Like, I don't gain with that. Like, I do this for fun. It's a hobby. It's not my job. But I know for a fact that before going on, you get questions. What you can
yeah.
say, what, like, and whoever
You need to
was
sign
able
it
to do that
even, I think.
at the time, it wasn't needed. However, we declined it because that's not who we are or who we were as a channel or whatever. Like, it's not that important to me. It really isn't. But I get it, if you want to make that your job and etc. I'm not saying that's wrong, and
Yeah,
like, you do what you have to do, you know but this is not my job. And yeah, like, I'm not going to change my opinions just to, I don't know, get an interview or make an appearance elsewhere. Like, it's not that important to me. It really isn't. I just want to watch football. At the end of the day, I talk about it. That's it. No one is reset after reset. At least now there is a structure behind it, so I guess we're heading onto the right direction, but it's going to take time. Yeah, it feels like there's a structure. If it's the right one, like you said, time will tell. But it feels like there is some sort of structure at the club. I hope we somehow get top four. Milan, Inter, Napoli cut above us. Roma, Atalanta can really be a pain in the ass for us. The top four seems to be a doubt.
I don't
That
I
would
don't
be an
really
absolute
agree,
disaster. What?
because
Wait,
Milan didn't beat us at the end of the day. Inter didn't beat us. We beat Inter, so
Uh, yeah, but it's like it's one-off games. Like, Milan should have beaten us. Like, like,
yeah, yeah,
we just we're just happy that, well, Leao is just, well, Leao, I guess, not as good as
yeah,
some might believe, and I think the people who do not watch him a lot of the time. And we beat Inter when we just came out from Serie B. If that makes, it's like, you can beat Inter at home. You know what I mean? We beat them last
yeah.
season at home as well. That can happen, but yeah, I don't rate that Roma squad, to be honest. And
They
Atalanta are playing out the skin right now, but they don't have the best of squad. But credit to them. Credit to
they're
them.
all capable of losing points just as we do. So I don't think they are above us. So like,
Do you understand why Tudor is so stubborn? Why doesn't he adapt to players who don't fit into the current tactics? I think he's gonna change. I think he's gonna change. Purely
hmm,
because he said post game, "I'm happy. I could have played. I could play. I could have played. Wait, I'm happy. I've played 20 minutes in a 3-5-2 with two up top. And then he went on saying, I need to adapt to the players I have, which he wasn't saying 2 weeks ago when he was asked about it. He said, unlikely. Two up top?
yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah.
I think he knows right now he needs to change something. Otherwise, he will get changed. He will be removed. It will happen. It will happen. Not just sporting directors. People nowadays have become financial advisors when it comes to teams. It's getting tiresome having to follow a team financial situation to explain certain things. I agree, and I'm not really good at it. If I need to know something, I ask, well, this guy Norbert or other people's in the group chat, because I don't
Honey,
have the patience. Yeah, I don't have the patience to look into it. You know,
I like
as a fan,
numbers.
I do like numbers, but I don't like the numbers of the club. Actually, my job is numbers, but I don't like the numbers of the club. I don't. Because when I watch football, I just want to have, like, I want to just, I don't want to say
Yeah,
reset my mind. Don't think about
yeah,
work,
yeah.
whatever, just football. And now I need to talk
Having
about
a beer
numbers. I'm
in
like,
front of the TV.
yeah, just like mindset gone, reality gone for a sec, I guess. Um, on the flip side, have we been too harsh on Tudor? Because to be honest, we arguably had the hardest stretch of our schedule right off the bat. Inter, Milan, Atalanta in the first six match days, Villarreal and Dortmund. Um, it's gonna get more difficult because now we have Como, Real, and Lazio away from home. So I see your point. We play those three teams, and I get your view on it, and that is a fair point. But that's on paper. The performances are out there, on tape. That is what I'm really talking, because I believe, because we also have Verona, by the
Yeah,
way, in between. We also had the Verona game, and like that was really poor as well. I don't think we played fantastic away to Genoa. I think we deserve to win that game, and that's cool. But we didn't. We cannot play full 90 minutes on a control normal level, if that makes sense. Like there's always chaos at one point. Like then it's crazy score, or then we're getting peppered and we're giving away pens and they're missing tap-ins. There's always something crazy going on. Like it's 1 to 100 at any given time. You don't know. Like it can be very quiet because the first half against Milan was chilled. And then the second half, we gave away a pen, and for 20 minutes, we were all over the place. That is my bigger worry. And I believe that could have happened against any team. Against any team at this moment in time. Being it Milan or being it Cremonese at home. I have a feeling we're capable of having those type of games. And that's my biggest worry right now. But I see
yeah,
your point. We did play the tougher teams, or part of the tougher teams already. But then again, we played them at home as well. Inter, Atalanta, and Milan at home. We need to go away to
yeah.
Atalanta, Milan, and Inter. Like I can flip it as well. And at the end of the day, it's 5 points out of 9 against those teams at home. Are you gonna get more away from home against those three? Doubt it. Really doubt it. So I don't know. Why can't we produce young talents from our academy? Many of our young talent we produce, we sell them cheap. Now they're playing for big club outside of Italy. Is it because of manager just go? Well, we produce them, but like you said, we sell them. Like we sell
Who's
them.
playing for a big club other than Huijsen?
Um, I'm not so sure, but I think like Sule is playing fantastically. I think he's improving like a crazy. But I'm not pissed that we moved out the winter because I don't really rate him. I'm not pissed that we move out Dragusin because I don't really rate him. Like
We
that's just my
produce.
opinion. Yeah,
I
we
think we
pro,
produce. It's not about
but
it. Not about not producing. It's just managing them the right way.
yeah, I'd rather have Sule in this team than have spent 37 on Nico Gonzalez and another 40 on Conceição, if that makes sense. Like the
Yeah,
smart thing right now would have just been keeping Nico Gonzalez. Same goes for Huijsen. You shouldn't have bought Kelly. Rugani now talk about Rugani is back, and I'm like, stop this. That those are mistakes. For example, you have midfield problems. Barnechea is doing well at Benfica. So
yeah,
I mean, those are things probably that irritate fans more than anything. Like Fagioli leaving, I'm still not pissed about that. Because I think I've seen him play for the club, and I wasn't amazed.
How
I
is he
don't. I
doing these
didn't see
days?
anything special. I don't know. Is he injured? He's not really
Hmm.
playing. I'm assuming because you don't hear anything really about it. But I wasn't.
Yeah,
I've been on the show many times. I wasn't amazed by Fagioli, or like he didn't. Like when I watched Fagioli play, I never once was. There's something special that we definitely cannot, move out. Like when I watch Yildiz play or Huijsen play, I see something special, different, obvious, different than others, than the normal player out there, I guess. Like, let me put it that way. Um, but again, it's about opinions because I know a lot of fans are still pissed that we move out. For Jordi, actually, some fans are pissed that we move out Nicolosi. So, who is
hmm.
doing well this season? So, um, as a fan of this club, could you please advise me on how to cope with the feeling of regret about talented players? Sule, Huijsen, Coman, Cancelo, Betancourt, Kulu, Chan, Spina. Well, I don't
It's
agree
easy.
with the full list, but the last couple of seasons, I don't know how to cope with it. Some of them are regrets. And it's like it is like probably Biden is looking at Yildiz and being like, shit,
Yeah,
like
but
it happens.
10 years from now, you will not remember, these names, or 15 years from now. Juventus is Juventus, a club is a club, and players doesn't really matter on a like a long-term basis unless, they are legends. But my opinion is we were a club. We won stuff, as you said, after Del Piero, and we will win stuff after all these players we sold. And regret is a regret, and sometimes I feel okay, we should have done things differently, but it is what it is. I think you just need to think about, it's a club. It's one single player doesn't really matter long term. So yeah.
Yeah. Selling next gen is a passive income. They're homegrown players that we get percentage for each sale. Yeah, it's clean money on the books.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to get into financial things, but that's the reality. Like, it's just a lot of money on the books for the club. I can't believe people have forgotten how shit Bentancur for us. I mean, I was a big Bentancur fan, but yeah, before he left, it was horrible.
And
it,
really injury prone as well.
yeah, and it was just bad. Like, it was really, really, really bad. Up to a point where, like, it felt like we were just getting pranked by a hidden camera. Like, it was that bad at one point. But I don't dislike him as a person, whatever. But it was that bad. It really was that bad at the
I think
time. And
he's
I was
injured
I was a big
now as
fan.
well.
He's injured as well again.
Knee, right?
Yeah, I think he had a big injury last season, or
Yeah, and
biggish
now again.
injury, and now again. But yeah, like, his good moments were really, really good, but he
Yeah.
had too many bad moments, and towards the end, he just had shocking moments. Like, remember those Champions League
Oh my
campaigns,
god.
the last Champions League campaign? That was a horror show to watch. Like, he on his own was giving away games. Like, it was
Yeah, the
ridiculous.
Porto game. Oh my god.
The Porto game, I mean, and even at home again, like, it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
bad. It was really bad. Um, Somebody said I hate him for that Porto debacle. To be
Yeah.
honest, we would have been dunked out even without Betancourt, because we were just, yeah, we're not good. We're not good. We were conceding of every single shot at that point. Kind of a bit like now. Um, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. We need to move on. The bad news is there's not such a crop of players waiting in the next gen, so you won't have that feeling, I guess, for quite a while. That's the
Mm.
good feeling. The bad feeling is there's not a crop of player, not to that extent, not to that extent. You like getting Miretti out of there. Okay, Fajoli was on loan, but Sule and Huijsen and Yildiz, like, that's not waiting in the next gen right now.
Yeah.
It's Barnechea, like, a junior, it's not there. Like, it's just not there. So let's see. In your opinion, what should be what should be the first to fix? Change the coach or a player reinforcement? I mean, the obvious question is player reinforcement, but that's the most difficult one, because I would reinforce it by at least 11 players. So
Yeah.
it's not realistic. People know what I
It's
think
it's
about the
always
squad.
easier just to get rid of the coach, other than
Yeah,
signing another 10 players. So
it will always be like that as well.
yeah.
Always, it
But
will
we
always be
all
like that.
all know and all talked about the issues we have in the squad, and how we didn't like certain signings, and yeah, a good center back is still missing, at least.
Oh, 100%. Really quickly, because again, there are new members, and thanks for joining. Members who are not in the chat because they're a different part of the world. Reach out to me so I can put you in the members chat for the prediction league, where you can win the jersey and other things as well. And if you become a member right now, also let me know. because I know YouTube changed a lot of things. You can do it on iPhone right now or whatever on iOS. But the only thing they didn't change is that you cannot message the channel, so me or whatever, directly. That is still missing, which is probably the most useful update they could do, but they're not doing right now for some reason. Let me see. Getting rid of Vlahovic, Cope, Milik, Arthur, and McKennie next season will give us space and funds to create a competitive team. Funds, I'm not so sure about. Like, it will free up wages, but yeah, Vlahovic is free. You're not going to get a lot of Cope. Milik will probably be released. Arthur, yeah, free-ish. McKennie, free. You will create a lot of space or room on the wage bill, basically, but not a lot of money is coming in.
All those money that we don't spend on wages can go towards a transfer fee, I guess, and we're not gonna give a player 10 to 20 mil anytime soon, so I guess we're gonna have some money potentially. Plus our books look good as well.
They look better. They do. Yeah. I don't know about good because, again, I'm not a financial expert, but they look better.
It's not good. It's better. Yeah.
Buy reinforcements, and then the coach will make them bad by playing them out of position, or not playing them at all, or not. Because I saw the tweet about Alberto Costa already on 7 assists, and what's a shame. I'm like, Kalulu will be playing, and like he wouldn't be playing for us. He wouldn't be starting right now for us. So like, you can be pissed about it, I guess, but not even his replacement is playing, if that makes sense. Whatever you think about Joe Mario, Alberto Costa wouldn't be playing for us. So he wouldn't have 7 assists. He might have 1 or 2.
Plus, he's playing in Portugal. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch Porto, so I don't know if he's actually playing well. I'm assuming he is. 7 assists, that's fantastic. He's on Condrado's pace. That one season, Condrado, what was it, 20? No, like 18 or 15 assists. I think he broke the record, and then the following season, you wanted to punch him up.
Oh my God.
Because he was bad. It can happen. It can happen, because that type of season, and the following season, you were like, leave. Do not set foot on this pitch again, wearing our jersey because you were playing.
Kostic had like 13 assists or something at one season.
Yeah. The Kostic you convinced Tudor, and is not even getting garbage time minutes. He got minutes because everybody was injured the other day.
Yeah.
That's the only way he got into the team. So that's that, I guess. Okay, people. I'm going to wrap this one up because my voice is, it's hurting. Like, it's actually hurting right now. So I need to wrap it up. Apologies for that one. Usually tomorrow is a fan show, but I'm going to cancel that because I'll probably be a lot sicker tomorrow. I feel it. So the next live show will be, what are we? Wednesday. Ooh. Yeah, it will probably be on Monday. Sorry for that one. But we will build up towards Como, because we play Como. Do we play Como on Sunday or on Saturday? It's an early kickoff. So it's probably Sunday. I think it's like 12:30 on a Sunday. So not looking forward to playing Como away, and definitely not if it's an early kickoff. Yeah, so
90.
God. So early kickoff and Como away, it's a combination for stress, disaster, I guess. But yeah. I don't want to talk about it this week. We will keep that for next week, and then we'll build up, and maybe we'll have some news on injured players coming back or new injured players, because there is an international break, and most of the times somebody gets injured during the international break. But yeah, people, hit the like button if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. Norbert, thanks for joining me during an international break again. And then we will speak each other probably next week, building up towards Como. Ciao, everyone.